Oh, neat. Okay. We're working. Somewhat. It's happening. Happening, everybody. 7 people watching. Hi. How's everyone doing today? My hat's on backwards. I forgot. Oh, jeez. What's wrong with you? I just got an email from IK Multimedia. Oh, neat. It's a happy day. Happy day today. You know why? Because I'm back on solid ground. What's this? Please stand by. That's because it was like 5 minutes before the event started. Or the stream. Oh, it is going interesting. Interesting going. I don't want to turn shit on. Lol. Just making my tea so I can articulate my feelings. But yeah, Vegas was fun. Vegas was actually kind of fucking crazy. If you guys are fight fans. You might not be, but you might be. Sorry, making tea. Vegas was nuts. Very uncomfortable for a Canadian. It was very hot. I'm sure I'll be ranting about that for the next month. Why does Vegas have to be so hot? That's my question. And that's a very good question. But yeah. Yeah, let's just wait for people to disco dance within the chat box. You're so fucking legit, bro. I hope I am. I'm just trying to I don't know, do things that are interesting. I pulled up a patch on the JP and it's talking bass. It says talking bass. It likes to talk. Some of these don't work without a separate or another keyboard for the arpeggiator. Frickin' uplifting trance production. I would guess find like a nice kind of chord, like a scale. Like I think like most trance is like just one scale. At least I think. Can you see? Yeah. I think most trance is like one scale, so it's like. Or, no wait, it's like, something like that. I'm not even looking at what I'm doing. But yeah, it's more so like, yeah, super saws and stuff. And certain, like, F keys. Or you could just stick in, like, the major scale. Who the fuck knows, really? Not me, because I don't know anything about music. I'm the biggest fraud ever. I make music for a living, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know. Basically, what I do is I just wrestle with certain things until I figure it out. I've been doing that a lot lately, just figuring out shit. Well, not lately, but like the last 2 days, just trying to get stuff down. Another thing, what they would do is you write your tracks just with a piano, like a piano sound, so it's not as like abrasive. So you're not focusing on the synth sound, etc., etc. You're mostly focusing on the chord structure and progression. Kind of like that. And what I've started doing is, if I'm gonna rock out with my cock out, no, if I'm gonna like just dick around, I'll just select the channel I want and just record constantly, like for like forever. Like it takes no data, no RAM or whatever, but every single keystroke is basically saved. Because like a few times in my past, I've just dicked around. I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, and then I try to draw it in or hit record, and I can't figure out what the hell I did before. This way you can capture it forever. How do you go about learning everything you know? Working at a studio for free, or just hitting every YouTube video known to man? There were no YouTube videos when I was starting out. There was one, and it was called Mixing Secrets by Andy Vax, and you should definitely check that out. It's made by a Russian guy. He's also Sin Sun, and not ironically, he's pretty awesome. I found out that he did a few sounds for the Virus TI, but that was basically the only thing. And there were no YouTube videos back in 07, 06, and 05, and even 2002 when I started, when I was like 15. So yeah, I tried to work in a studio for free. I was going to be like the tea guy, running a tea. It's an expression. But there are none in Vancouver. Well, there's a few, but they're all very, we don't want a fucking kid running around. Like, what is he going to do? You know what I mean? And there's basically nothing you can do in one of these studios if you have no experience. You can't just, it's not like construction, like how you can start from the bottom. You like dig trenches and then, okay, you can help us with framing. It's like, okay, yeah, can you just do this? And then eventually, like, you build a staircase or whatnot, or you start finishing. There's no like progression these days. Maybe like in the 70s and 80s and 90s, but now it's mostly, no one goes to, well, like the amount of people that get their tracks mastered in a big studio has been decimated, because all these plugins and independent people and guys like me. It's not so much needed unless you want to. You could spend under $1,000 and be able to record a full band. But when you want to go to a studio, you're paying for, say, a sound, or if you want to do something nerdy, like run your guitar track through an LA2A or something, or I want this run through an SSL desk or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But yeah, with that being said, it's kind of hard to get, an internship. You can, but it'd have to be through like an institution. You have to have some sort of basic skill set. You can't really start from the bottom. And how did I go about learning everything I know? I basically in 09, well, I was dicking around with computer music since I was since 2002, so I was 15, and it was Fruity Loops 3.6.3 or something, and a bit of FL2, and I got Rebirth, but I didn't know how to use it. Yeah, did that off and on, just kind of as a hobby, kind of, always going through presets when I was bored and when I wasn't playing World of Warcraft. Uh, but yeah, then in 2009, I got laid off from my job, and I was like, oh shit, the ride's over. And I didn't want to, work in a kitchen or, do anything because I'm a little princess. So I was like, okay, what am I good at? What am I kind of good at? And it was, making little fun beats, and I basically dedicated a full year, literally a full year. It was like 18 months or something. 18 months until my severance or whatever ran out. And that's all I did. And like no showering, fucking just the whole time on this very computer. I bought a brand new computer. I was like, I'm going to learn this. And it started with Ableton because Paul Van Dyke used Ableton. And I thought that was fucking awesome. And started with Ableton 7 a couple years ago. And 8 is what I really kind of learned on. And I just spent a year figuring it out. And I was a DJ before then, so I had somewhat of a relationship with the hard dance kind of producer DJ guys. They're really approachable. You should try it. And they told me what to go after and what to do, and had my hand held to start a label, and I did that, and then I started another one, and I've started many, and got to the point where I'm like, holy shit, I'm making like 5 tracks a day, and live comfortably. And then I started making YouTube videos because I'm infinitely grateful for kind of how lucky I am. And I'm just like, okay, well, how would I have learned better? How am I going to give back? That's making videos. And I got a bunch more fucking questions because I was ranting. Hope that answered your question. Basically, I learned everything I know by just opening up a program and just trying shit. I'm learning to produce for a while, but I can't seem to actually be able to put a decent song together. Just wondering how to get myself out of this rut. That happens to everyone and absolutely everyone. The trick is to not compare yourself and your ability and your skill to what's out there. So like if you can place a kick drum in a loop, 4 kick drums in a loop into a bar, you basically have your track made. Just make something and then finish it. And then once you finish it, you go, okay, well, I have a finished track here. You don't go from like, I don't want to say crawling to walking. That's a stupid analogy. You don't go, okay, if you're like weightlifting and you're like, okay, I want to get ripped, or I want to live healthier. This is say you want to get ripped, right? So you go and you're just like, I'm going to lift 130 pounds, and you deadlift 130 pounds, and you end up hurting yourself, and you're like, fuck this, and then you're done. Or you can start out slow. You can, just do like 10-pound curls or something. I don't know anything about weightlifting, but you start out slow and you complete like a rep, 20-pound rep 30 times, or you curl 30 times. I think that's called a rep. You curl 30 times, you go, okay, yeah, I did that. That was okay. And then a week later you do it and it's easier, so you go up. It's all like exponentially increasing in your skill level. I also like to compare it to painting. Just if you want to make a painting and you can't get the color right in this one spot, you don't just keep on going over the color and then you get frustrated and then you throw the canvas away. Whatever you start on a canvas, you finish it, no matter what it looks like. And then you go, okay, well, I did that. That's a cool looking acorn. The next acorn is going to be better, and you make a better acorn the next time, and then you make a better one the next time. And then you go, okay, I want to make this acorn on fire, and I think I have the skill set to give this a try. Okay, acorn looks awesome, but the fire doesn't look okay. And the next one, fire looks kind of okay, and then the next one, the fire looks pretty cool. And then I want this, on a comet next to Pluto, and you just get better and better. Like if you wanna learn how to draw a hand, you just keep on trying until you nail it. I don't know how people do that. But yeah, how to get out of that rut, just keep at it, basically. So for someone who can't really afford monitors, what headphones would be best for production? Headphones aren't really good for production at all, and I'll explain why. First of all, you have, how like your ear has like that natural kind of squiggly part, right? That's it's basically a filter. It's a comb filter. And when we hear sounds from the outside world, like say from monitors, it's naturally filtered through our ears. I'm pointing at my ears right now. That's all well and good. But if you have like headphones or in-ear headphones, it's not getting filtered. So the response of what you're doing is completely different. So you get anyone, it's okay. You're getting the same track, and you're gonna master it on your, NS10s or whatever, and then you're gonna master it on, or you're gonna mix it on your NS10s, and then you're gonna get the same one, and then you're gonna mix that on your insert awesome studio headphone here X, right? You get two different results, and two very different results, and one will sound better than the other, and that would probably be the speakers, to be honest with you. But if you can't afford, instead of spending $300 on, a pair of headphones, like, for studio headphones, quote unquote, you could probably find stuff used on Craigslist. Yeah, that's basically it. Like $300 for headphones, or my speakers were $500. Or I bet they're a little bit cheaper. Even if you get like the KRK like 5s or 6s, like that's better than headphones. And then once you get some cash together, you can sell those and then upgrade to like big boy ones. There's something in the water that kind of so many great electronic. That's because it's cold, and I think it's directly correlated. The question is there anything in the water in Canada? So many great electronic musicians seem to come from there. It is our economy, for one, and if you have to figure that out, I can't explain it to you. There's a reason. Never mind. And also, yes, there is something in the water. There's also our internet is fast and open, and we have, I don't know, I think Canada is like all immigrants, and different kinds of the folk music came from that. So it's more of a music country in a way, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't know why. It's an enigma. Maybe because there's just so many cool people up here, and we're nicer, and we don't have guns. You should specify your budget. Oh yeah, specify your budget. I helped you with your motivation. Gave me a huge light with disco house stars. Keep it up. Oh, I'm glad. I am helping you be motivated. You should be on Ed Banger in a few years, and once you're there, don't forget who got you there, huh? What ways do you think are best for promoting yourself as an artist? I don't know. I do basically zero promotion, and that's just because I don't have a crack team of management that take 30 to 40%, or I know people that DJs locally that buy ad space on Facebook. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like think about like your favorite artists ever, or recent ones that are neat. They all kind of, you just discovered them organically. I didn't click on a Justice ad or a Daft Punk ad. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Promoting yourself as an artist, I always say good music is like heroin, it sells itself. And if you're interesting enough and unique enough, you will, kind of rise above the fodder that's everywhere right now. But yeah, I guess promoting yourself as an artist, I would say just make good art. I guess that goes for everything. And be unique. And smoke weed every day. Opinions on Avicii. Avicii, yeah, I was thinking about that because, hold on. I was in Vegas and I saw ads for him, and deadmau5 took a stab at him, which was fucking hilarious. You should check it out. That's on Twitter. But he's in a tough position, and it's two kind of different animals. Because deadmau5, he's had consistent release from Faxing Berlin to Not Exactly to whatchamacallit. What's that song called? Ghosts and Stuff. Yeah, Ghosts and Stuff. And like I Remember, and his new album and all that fun stuff. And I was gonna interview him and I'm gonna talk about that afterwards. Remind me. And he like consistent releases, and you could release something shit or do whatever he wants, and he'll still kind of be famous. Avicii, he had one hit, his first kind of song really, besides the other one he did with that other guy. One major hit, and everyone was just like, oh, Avicii now, right? If that happens, personally, if that happened to me, like, I'd be grateful, but I would start freaking the fuck out, because how would you kind of top that? Because like the next one, it has to be catchy and anthemic, and since I heard Levels, I haven't heard anything else. I haven't heard, check out the new Avicii, it's fucking awesome, epic sauce. You know what I mean? Right? So, yeah, that's my thoughts. My thoughts are, I'm sure he's cool, and he is one of those kind of new breed producer guys that he doesn't really know, as far as I know, like production, just goes through presets and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that, who cares? But he's kind of that generation, like the torrent generation, in my opinion, and he made something that's really catchy and really huge, and it's played, in sports arenas and shit like that, and it was very popular. But now he's probably shitting the bed because the ride, he's like a flash in the pan, basically. That's all I have to say about that. Really. Hold on. I will donate as soon as I get a new job. Hey, don't worry about it. If you don't want to donate, don't donate. But an HD webcam would be pretty fucking awesome. Love the rant. Keep it up. Okay, well, I'm just answering questions. As soon as I run out of questions, I'll start doing stuff. You make something about bass lines, bass sounds, and low BPM disco house. How low is low BPM? But yeah, bass lines, all you have to know is sub oscillator and slight distortion, or a lot of distortion. You want that fold back. What are decent cheap monitors for newbies? My first pair of monitors were, I guess, these Rocket 8s, and I've been using them since 2007. They've been on and working. So, yeah, I would recommend KRK. I'm not sure about Behringer, but I would personally, because I'm biased, and they're a great kind of entry level prosumer one monitor setup, I would go for KRKs. Just out of, just out of it. Hey man, do you do any 121 tuition over Skype? I'm not sure what that means. I wish I knew what that means. 121 tuition. I'm confuzzled. Rocket 5 or 300 save up. Yeah, but depending on their frequency response. But yeah, I guess you could start up with the Rocket 5 and then kind of work your way up. Because you want like an actual 10-inch. Because that has the decent frequency response. Eventually I want to get Genel X. And then I'll just use those to the end of time because they are incredible. Thought on Porter's language. Is that Porter Robinson? I have him on Vine. He's funny. Need an interface though. You don't really need an interface. Oh yeah, I guess you do. Yeah, interfaces are kind of expensive. Canada's awesome. Jim Carrey, Deadmau5, and I found out you're Canadian too. I am indeed Canadian. You can tell I'm decked out in my hockey gear for no apparent reason. Best way to promote yourself is do nothing and just focus on your craft. Yeah, but I guess people need to see that. And you need to kind of send it out. Recently the key to success is to make a fucking awesome possum synthy big room thing and then get it signed to a major label. And then you get like a brief kind of success and then you go away. Which is scary because you can't come back if you don't fucking redeliver. So you have to kind of be consistent. But in order to do that, you need to focus on your craft. You need to be confident in everything you do. Word of mouth is always, yes, indeed. But Levels is not his project. Main riff and vocals are not his. Yeah, well, nothing's wrong with sampling. You know what's really weird? She says, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling. And then she goes on to say, I get a feeling that I've never had before. So how can you sometimes get a feeling that you've never had before? The fuck you talking about, crazy bitch? like what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like sometimes I make a good track that I've never heard before. Wait, I guess it does make sense. Sometimes I get a good feeling. I get a feeling that I've never had before. I get this sometimes, but I never have it. Do I say A? I never say A. Only when I'm saying the alphabet. Epic shares. Good for him, he made a lot of money. He made a fucking boatload of money. Yeah, he didn't. He's not at the top like Deadmau5. He's just doing his thing. That's two things. I would love to be in the position to make something, that's just everywhere for 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Like a new jock jam. You know what I mean? Like those jock jams they play at hockey things. Yeah. You get royalties for that. And you get residuals. And you make a fucking ton of bank. Tons of fucking money. Avicii, yeah, you can make throat singing music in Tibet and never have to worry about money again with that song. And I'm not exaggerating. What's your author book you recommended? No, it's a video, and it's called Mixing Secrets by Andy ANDIVAX Andy Vax, and that is the video that got me into videos and music and mixing. Is it worth to spend extra money for Pioneer Active Monitor? It's worth to spend extra money if there's a warranty, but basically. Basically all speaker designs are the same. It just depends on a bunch of shit. everyone. It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off between frequency response and quality. And the higher the quality, the more expensive it is. So the higher the quality of the monitor, the better the frequency response. But if they can lower the quality and the cost of production, they get a slightly less frequency response, but then they sell more units. So it's a big messy thing. One-on-one tuition. I don't think you're using the correct term for tuition. Production via Skype. I'll pay you. If you pay me a lot, then I'll do it, and it'll go directly to the channel. But I don't know. How about you inbox me or find my email on my page? Again, I don't say A. What? My cat's tripping balls. What are some key factors in layering big room synths? It's a technique that disco uses. Say if you have a chord, right? So it's like, right, chord, or whatever passes as a chord, or even, or that. What they do is they take each key, set that into its own MIDI track, and each synth is its own section. So it kind of, each separate synth, they all combine to make the chord. And then you have, that big room sound. It's, what's his name? Swedish House Mafia. They talked about it in the studio future music magazine type thing. Not many producers give out quality free tutorials like you do. That's because they're out getting blown. If I was getting blown and getting free stuff, I wouldn't. Nah, I still would. Plus, I'm married. I can't talk like that. Never mind. Bam. My cat's meowing at me. So yeah, I was there when fucking Silva got knocked the fuck out. It was nutter butter. It wasn't nutter butter. I gotta stop saying shit like that. It was very interesting. It was very tense. Yeah, you even got the things. I have a Brazil one. Yeah. But yeah, that was fucking nuts. How to make a 6 Skrillex bass. No idea. It's mostly like FM type stuff. Now let's try it. Oh, come on. I want a good format. Unison, always fun. And then what else? We need a vowel filter for the fun, for the lulz. Let's try a bit of hard distortion. Lol. Stab. Need more bottom. So yeah, pitch. Oh, that sounds like ass. And that's Brent mixed dubstep. Yeah, it's FM synthesis for Skrillex spaces and a bunch of other kind of distortion-y stuff. Probably not so much speaker cabinet. Maybe a different kind of distortion too. Blorp. Any tips for acid stuff? Like anything, like acid house? Get the D16 stuff. You know what I just realized? I have a Roland filter, so I basically have the JP filter, or the TB303 filter. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you get the D16 plugins, and it's all that retro stuff, and it's all about distortion-y saw or square waves. Well, come on, what are you doing? Not one. Yep. And the envelope amount for the filter. And the resonance. And then you just ARP it. Right, and then you add delay and stuff. It's like the most fun basic sounds you can make. You can even go up and swing it, or not swing it. Or what we can do is add a filter saturation. Let's try digital. Yeah, acidy stuff. Acidy stuff, square saw wave, with a filter with the envelope kind of fast, and you just play around with the resonance. You can map. If you have a MIDI controller, you can map filter, cutoff, and resonance to two knobs, and just like go to town basically. But it's a square wave or a triangle wave. You know, because like right now it sounds like kind of close, right? But the trick is distortion, hard distortion, right? Or you could try like different kind of guitar pedals, quote unquote, and all that fun stuff. I don't know. I like rectifiers for some reason. Yeah. How many losses does he have now? Anderson Silva has one loss in the UFC. His last loss before that was Cage Rage, and that was like disqualification. Another one you got like scissor heel hooked or something. Best way to make a song sound warm and fluid: Wave C6 or the SSL compressor or Cytomix the glue. Warm and fluid, yeah. Multiband compression equals warm and fluid. Thoughts on William stealing Artie's track? I'm not sure who Artie is, but apparently he's a dick to Funk Agenda, and William can sample whatever the fuck he wants, especially if it's a trance guy. What are you doing? No. Don't knock that over. William can steal whatever he wants. And even if it was stealing, which is highly skeptical. I think I talked about this before, but I think it was cleared. It was cleared all fine and good, but there's a stipulation to be like, hey, I want to bitch about it so we get some publicity. Okay. Let you fucking have fun on the field for a little while. You know, is there a lawsuit? No. All right. Then it was all well and good. Lush 101. Yeah, if my CPU could handle it. Artie and Matzo. Yeah. Why were you mad? Sampling has been going on for 30 years. That shit just sent me to see love it stuff. Well, I'm glad you like it. Sounds like dog blood stuff. Yeah, they use a lot of the virusy sounds. Yep. Mm-hmm. Would you ghost produce if someone asked you to? Yes, and yes. Have you messed around with the version anymore? Yeah, I messed around with it. Not so much now. I'm more into other instruments for my project. But, yeah. I don't know, it's good. It like has potential, it just needs to be a bit more stable. There's like clicks and little tiny quirks that it has. Would you guys produce if someone asked you to? Oh yeah, I already answered that. And yes. It was literally a copy paste from Middle and claimed it was his own. Really? Like what song was it? How did you start making a living on music? I made music and I sold it. Nothing much really. Oakley dokley. Why do you sound like butt? Very farty. I like pineapple. I'm happy you do. Camel Audio's Alchemy. I don't know it that much yet. I don't know, yeah. I wish I knew more about alchemy. I gotta look into that, but I don't have time right now. It's the same if I look at Mona Lisa, drew a mustache, and it calls my own. That's a good point. I'm glad he drew mustaches. What's your opinion on the next big genre? I noticed that with Skrill, y'all, a lot of dubstep came to blow up. Now he's onto dog blood. Do you think this will bring back some old genres? There'll always be that four to the floor type thing. I don't know. And dubstep, I think it's been done, and there's no room for it to evolve. There's always room for like house and techno and all that fun stuff to evolve, but you know, dubstep is it struggled. It tried to branch off into drum and bass, and I guess it did, but it's really it's going down. You know what I mean? Like, there's nowhere else for it to go. And yeah, it's gonna be like that same kind of passe thing, because it's used in like commercials now, and they use dubstep to sell cars, so credibility has been kind of lost a bit. And I don't know, I think the next big genre is just gonna be something else that everyone's gonna hate, that's gonna die out. And yeah, it's just a bunch of trends. People like to follow trends. People like to, we've been doing that big room house thing. Some guy did it, and then everyone started doing it, and then, on to the next abomination. You know what I mean? Artie and Matzo's rebounds a trance song. And Will I took that song, added some Chris Brown vocals, a Nexus preset bass sound at one point, and called it Let's Go. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Timbaland. I don't know who these people are. I know who Timbaland is. He does stuff. What am I doing? Pick up. Yeah, well, dubstep, it's kind of gone in the direction of reggae. I've noticed, but well, where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Not going anywhere. I haven't heard of 7 Lions. Is that like Snoop Lion, but 7 of them? Somewhat. Who knows? I guess I will check out 7 Lions. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure dubstep. I can't really see it going anywhere. Except like underground, but then, what's the next thing? IMHO. Let's play with Cyclop, just for fun. Oops, I don't need a return track. Go away. I get messages daily from people. It's like, how do you make machine sync up to Ableton? And I just press this button. I press step, and it does that. You know what I mean? So if you're still curious, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Maybe I shouldn't be a dick. But, I get that question every day. And I did a video on how everyone does it. Have you done LC? No. Stop peeking. plugin's loud. You know anything about how to make hollow bases? Hollow bases, like a sine wave, not a sine wave, a square wave, like a detuned square wave. That's when I picture hollow bases. That's what I think of. Yeah, anything just like kind of like with unison and like a sine wave right under it. I don't know the term hollow base. I can't tell the future either. No. Ow, my freaking ears. Interesting bass lines. No hollow bass lines with no tone. So no upper fundamental, so it'd be like a sine wave. I was right. I win. My cat keeps on screaming at me. That's not good. Okay, no more Cyclop for now. I don't know what else to talk about. I have completed my rant. In under an hour. That's pretty good. I'm impressed with myself. You should be too. What do you want? My cat's like near the window, by the webcams there, so she's just meowing at me. She wants me to move it. Okay. Give me a funky ass beat. Let's see. Where's the living ones? There we go. Oh, buds. Next, there's got to be something in here. Perfect. Bam. Well, come on. What are you doing? Sidechain, you bastard. I'm making music. Are you going to try Big Wig when it finally comes out? Yes, I'm going to be streaming it. It's going to be a big event in the household. Any tips for hardcore and hardstyle? I don't know hardstyle. I know it's, kick drum, bassy, and carnival music with swing. But hardcore, it's mostly really fast. And a lot of Vengeance stuff, a lot of Nexus patches, or presets, or Rompler, or whatever. And it's in a similar vein to trance music, really. Just play it fast. It's a lot more difficult because since it's going so fast, you don't have a whole lot of room for everything to kind of sit well. Everything's by virtue, or, naturally it's like squished on top of each other, as opposed to lower BPM stuff where you kind of have a lot more freedom to how it sits in the mix, but, generally. Yeah. I should do more hardcore start to finish ones. That'd be kind of cool. Totally out of key, but whatever. Hold on. I see how you use 4 bars to started projects. Yes, always use 4 bars started projects. Then you EQ, you compress a track when needed. Any advice on song structure? You click this little button here to 8 bars, and then you just drop stuff in, and you kind of do that, really. And then, like, once you do that, you go in and make your little refinements. I don't know, I'm the worst for arrangement because I'm very DJ techno traditional, nothing too crazy, and I'm slightly repetitive until the new album. The new album is not repetitive. So, but yeah, enough about me. This is all about you. Do you use JBridge for 32-bit plugins? No, I just use 32-bit Ableton. When will you do new school deep house? I don't know. You know, you can message your favorite sample pack maker guys and tell them to send me some packs so I can do that. Because deep house, I don't have a lot of deep house samples and ideas. I have to get inspired. How was the States? States was weird. First of all, the TSA, kind of nice people. We want to get you in here. But, we found out that we got on the plane with thumbtacks. Somehow thumbtacks were in the wife's purse. And I was like, okay, someone's kind of doing their job. I don't know why we're traveling with thumbtacks. But yeah, TSA was good. Going through customs was kind of scary. It was my first time. And I was like, do they know I smoke weed? What's going on? They looked at me and they're just like, where are you going? No, they said, where's your home? They said that. They're like, where's your home? And I was like, I live in Vancouver. And they say, okay, what brings you to America? And I'm like, going to the UFC event and fan expo. He's like, oh, so you're going to the UFC event or the fan expo? Which one are you going to? He's trying to like make me freak the fuck out, which I was doing. He's like, are you traveling with anyone? And I turned on like my courtroom voice. I was like, yes, I am traveling with my common law partner. He's like, where is she? Over there. Okay, I call her over, and then he wanted to see our tickets and where are you staying? MGM. Where are you going? Bellingham. Do you have any fruits or vegetables? It's like, we have Tim Hortons because there's no Tim Hortons in the States. And that was fun. And then coming back, Canadian Customs, it's all like, we got like the trainee kid and he was all kind of nervous. His voice was cracking. So it's totally fun. They weren't going to let a Canadian back in, So, that's basically, like, when I think of the States, I think of like Homeland Security and TSA. I saw one Homeland Security and it was a lady and she was just walking around the parking lot and like just talking to people, just being friendly. And the TSA guy was really helpful. And he like we bought, this is our TSA experience, the airport people. We bought a thing of Gatorade, and then we're going in line to get into the airport. We bought like the food court is outside of the actual like airport waiting area. So you can't come in with that, but here I'll write you a thing, and then you can go and to the food thing inside the airport, and we'll get you a new one. And that was pretty helpful. That was pretty cool. Like, just kind of helpful people. And then flying back from Vegas, it was pretty straightforward. Like, oh, here's your ID, and then she looks at you, and then she tells you to take off your hat, and then they look at you more, and they're like, is this the real guy on this passport? Which it totally is. And then, what else? Just fucking terrified of flying. Like, that is an issue for me, flying. like super super scared. Takeoff and landing, because we were flying in to Vegas. It's hot, right? And we flew in through fucking Seattle, so it's all like cold and whatever. In Vegas, like we fucking dropped 30 feet or something, and there's like this bachelorette group, and she has like a sash on, and she's a fucking idiot, and they're hammered on a plane, right? And this fucking seatbelt sign's on, and they're getting up and going to the bathroom and trying to get people to cheer. And yeah, and I was kind of a dick because, you know, they were South Asian. And I said this like basically loud, and what they were doing is they were doing countdowns and trying to get everyone in the plane to fucking cheer and go woo, right? Okay. They were saying they're going 3, 2, 1 woo. And then I just said this because I was like in fear because, you know, we were landing. I was like, prearranged cheering for your prearranged marriage. And like I know it was kind of horrible, but, you know, it's kind of true. But like, yeah, Keisha looked at me, and, you know, when I get scared, I'm very candid. And she looked at me, and like a few people fucking just burst out into laughter, I think. And I barely remember it because I was so fucking terrified. And I'd like to apologize. I'd like to apologize. But yeah, I was just saying fucking evil shit. You know, not racist, but kind of, you know, comedic, because I watch a lot of comedy. Yeah, I'm an asshole. But yeah, that was pissing me off because they were like fucking cheering, and then like the pilot's fucking trying to land, and we're dropping, and there's turbulence because you go from like a cold to hot, right? So like the fucking air gets heavy and shit. And yeah, I was fucking terrified. And we landed way too fast. Like supersonic fucking speed. Send me your passport to travel with it. Yeah, you don't look anything like me. I bet you weren't expecting the KO. I was not expecting that. During that fight, okay, fucking ass. I'm an asshole. Don't worry about it. I'm an asshole because I said something asshole-ish and stereotypical, but, you know, they were being irritating on a fucking plane, and I kept on saying you should respect a plane when you're on it. Don't get up and fucking start yelling. Yeah, okay, so I was at the Fan Expo the day before. That was cool. And then I went to Vegas. I went to the MGM, the actual fight. And I was there at like 2:30, and I was like in my seat, and I was like, I'm fucking ready because I've never seen a fight in real life before. So yeah, first fight, it's like a knockout with like 1 second left, and everyone's going crazy. And yeah, and as you know, as like the main event is like approaching, it's getting fucking weird because people are I don't know, it's just like a weird kind of energy. I can't describe it because it's a big fucking deal. And, you know, like I knew something crazy was going to happen because I explained to the wife. I said, okay, we can stay at, I forget what hotel it was, but it was a cheaper hotel, but it was kind of close to the events. I said, we need to spend the extra money to stay in the MGM, like where the arena, we need to be attached to that because I do not want to fill out into the street because I'm pretty sure something fucking crazy is going to happen. All right, I said this like half a year or a couple months ago. We bought the tickets, and she's like, okay, fine, whatever, and she didn't believe me. And then I'm just like, okay, we need to, if something crazy happens, we need to be very, very careful filing out of there, and we need to go right to our hotel room. And then she's like, well, whatever, you're exaggerating. And I explained, okay, well, Mike Tyson bit someone's ear off because he lost, and Tupac got shot the same time. And there was an all-star game, and there was just a bunch of murders, okay? And I explained, Vegas is a fucking crazy place. Something crazy might happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, I apologize if you're South Asian. No, it was all in good nature. Like my my apologies. I'm being honest. It's a character flaw. I say shit because I think like a comic because I watch a lot of comedy. Anyway, we're talking, and I'm just like, she's like, "You're exaggerating. I can't believe it's Vegas is safe. That Tupac thing was 10 years ago." And I'm like, okay. But if something crazy happens, you're going to want me to fucking protect you. Okay, so we get there at the night. Fucking Chris Weidman comes out to booze. Like, deafening booze. And then we're like, okay, whatever. And you can just feel the fucking energy. And as the Sylvie comes out, and he takes way too long to come out. And he's coming out to that song he comes out to. I forgot what it's called. But it's, I should really know what the song's called. Because I started freaking out, and I kept on saying, what the fuck, like as everyone was coming out, and he's getting the Vaseline on his face, it's like, all over his face and whatever. Yeah, so I'm sitting down, and then the wife, she just starts crying, because it's like way too intense, and the match hasn't even started yet, and I can't sit down, I'm just standing, and I'm thinking I'm gonna faint, and like nerve-wracking. Like more nerve-wracking than like my first DJ gig in front of like fucking 500 people, like, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot for me. But yeah, like nerve-wracking as shit. So they're calling the name, and everyone's cheering and booing. Everyone's booing Weidman, booing him, right? So, and if you watched the match on TV, or if you were there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The fucking energy, like, I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I've never felt a buzz from like a large group of people. It's a weird feeling. People are just everywhere, and I'm in the Brazilian section, obviously, and I'm just making friends with everyone. A guy beside me used from Guatemala. We're talking, and I firmly established that I was from Canada. Just to be friendly. And then the Brazilian guys, they walk past us. And they have their green Brazilian shirts and all that fun stuff. And I say hello, and I'm very nice. And I'm wearing my Canucks hat. So I'm Canadian. I'm as Canadian as can be. I don't want anything to happen because people are crazy. And that's when we found out that those Brazilian kids chopped up that ref. Unrelated, obviously. So the match starts, and I'm standing up, and I'm just sweating all over the place. But I don't care. I'm freaking the fuck out. Anderson Silva, he takes him down, and he gets him in like an ankle lock or something. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't gonna happen. I wasn't freaking out during that. He gets out of it, he stands up, and then he starts fucking around with him, like the most intense way that I've ever seen anyone fuck around. And if you watch the match, you should watch it, because he's like dodging things and he's trying to get him down, and I'm thinking, okay, he fucking broke him. This is gonna happen like all the other matches that Silva had. And he's doing his thing, and he's bobbing and weaving, and he's laughing at him, and then he does a thing. He's just like, come on over here, and he comes on, and he just sits against the cage, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god. Okay, and I keep on saying that. I'm freaking the fuck out. And then what happens? Yeah, and the end of the match happens, and then they hug, and then I look over, and she's fucking crying her eyes out because it's way too intense. It's intense for me, but I'm kind of freaking out. I'm happy either way, either outcome. So, the second round comes up, and Silva wants to finish, obviously, but he's trying to get Weidman to make a mistake. I see they didn't show this on TV. It's like a weird angle. They should fix it or something. It's a weird angle. Weidman throws a front kick that he hit Vitor with, misses, and then Anderson, he throws a front kick like soon after, almost misses. So they're like, I'm just like, wow, these two are basically throwing the same shit. And there's a point where Silva's at the cage, at the edge of the cage or whatever, and he has his hands down, kind of slightly down, and he's leaning forward, and then Weidman leans forward, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? And I kept on saying that, and everyone's going fucking crazy. So I'm getting to my story. So all that fun stuff happens, and he's dodging, and he does the same kind of thing. That there's a short video of Muhammad Ali. He goes back and then does the thing right the same way, feet together, arms down, can't get him, but then bam, pops him. And I thought, oh, he fell down, he's faking it because he kept on wobbling and doing the snake dance or whatever. And I was like, oh, he's gonna fall down, he's gonna pull guard. And then I thought, oh no, he just got fucking knocked out. And yeah, basically people started freaking out. And I look over and she's crying, and I'm like, all I could do is I'm grabbing her hands and holding them up and going, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm just like, I didn't know what to do. It was crazy. That's my UFC story. And we're just like, okay, I told you something crazy was going to happen. And something crazy did happen, and she's fucking terrified. We don't know where to go, like, in terms of whatever, and there's 16,000 people, and they're all filing out of there. What's really crazy is after 7 years, Silva lost, and we have an American champion, and we're all walking out of the arena, and it's fucking quiet. Like, no one's saying anything. No cheers. Everyone's just walking, like, dragging their feet because there's so many people. No one's saying anything. And that was like the weirdest thing ever. Like, I'd expect, USA chants, but as soon as we started walking out of the arena, towards the street and towards parking and towards the casino, we go through the casino to get to the hotel room. No one's saying anything. And yeah, but nothing happened as far as I know. But yeah, it was fucking weird. It was very bizarre. And then I went home. I went to the hotel room and then fucking passed out. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? And the next day there was like posters of Weidman everywhere. That's my UFC story. But no one said anything. No one was talking. I had Keisha was walking in front of me. My wife, I said her real name. She walked in front of me. I had a hand on her shoulder, and I was just like scanning around. I was like, kind of freaked out because, Brazilian fans are very passionate, and Americans can be rather abrasive. They're sore winners, to be honest. And yeah, I was like, I have to get out of here. But yeah, it was dead quiet. It was an eerie feeling. Like, it kind of felt like the Vancouver riots in a way. Just quiet as shit. But yeah, popped him. He fell over. And then, and everyone cheered for Weidman. Weidman went from being booed to fucking being cheered like crazy. I'm very talkative. Maybe because I took my vitamins today. But yeah, I really apologize for that arranged marriage joke. But that actually happened. They were very rude, and I went cultural, which is an asshole move, and I apologize. I said it out of fear, but now I apologize out of love, so I'm only human. But yeah, that's the extent of the UFC trip. Oh, and I could see Wet Republic outside of my window, and that's like a pool thing where Steve Aoki and Deadmau5 and all these fun people, they kind of play. So what I did is I messaged, or I mentioned Deadmau5 because I was going to interview him for the channel. I woke up after a nap and I was like, I have enough energy. What's the last thing I want to do in Vegas? And I was like, let's try to interview this guy. And I got everyone to Twitter message him as a thing to like letters of recommendations to be like, oh, this guy's cool, not just some fucking random guy in this hotel. So yeah, we did that, and then he got back to me, but he was already at the airport. I missed. That would have been so cool. He would have talked about stuff and said things. Yeah, but that is my candid Vegas story. Yeah, but no. There was people because of the fan expo, right? So like people were waiting at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, for the gates to open at 10, so they could wait in line for another 6 hours to get a picture of GSP. Yeah, I didn't wait in a single line. I was like, you know what, no. Oh, but we did see Ian McCall. There was no line. He was just there, just hanging out, and we got a picture with him. Uncle Creepy. He was a pretty cool guy. And met Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz at the comedy place right after. And Dice was there. I didn't know Dice was going to be there, but Dice was like $60, and we were running out of funds, which is sad. It was fun. But yeah, I'm going to go to Anaheim next, which involves flying, which scares the piss out of me. I think I'm going to buy Push very soon. As soon as Canada gets it, I'm going to buy it. I have the money set away. I'm going to get that shit. Comic-Con, nice, dude. We had a Comic-Con in Vancouver, I think. But yes, in San Diego. There's a whole lot of stormtroopers and Wobbuffets or whatever. I like stuff. Uncle Joey is the man. Yeah, he is the man. He's massive. But he's cool. I'd probably talked about Vegas or the UFC for like 10 minutes. Craziest place on earth. I would recommend going there at least once in your lifetime. And the MGM, I want to go back there because it has a smell. They pump a perfume into the air conditioning, so the whole hotel smells like it's a weird kind of thing. It's like not really a lavender, but it's weird. It's like they developed it or something, and it's their lobby smell, and it smells incredible. Yeah, but we didn't drink. I didn't have a drop of alcohol. I didn't gamble. But we always had something to do. Like we always had to go to like an expo or like get breakfast early to like avoid rushes and shit. And walking through a casino at 7 in the morning on a Wednesday. Oh no, 7 in the morning on a Friday morning, and this is like the craziest thing ever because people are just there like gacked out on something, and they're just pressing buttons. They're playing 2 machines at a time. You're just pressing a button. Like there's no chance for you to win any money. When is Push out in Canada? September or August. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna get fucking Push or MS-20, whatever comes first, because I want to buy something because I'm awesome. But yeah, it's like 4 to 6 weeks or something. Ice Cream Man, you hear that? But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna try to be as busy fucking bee, as long as I can until September 17th, and then I'm gonna take a week off and just play Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, lots of videos and streams and ignorant comments from myself. But yeah, I want to do a bunch of other stuff. I might make a few more videos after this stream. Who knows? Go to McDonald's, get a McDonald's coffee. There's no Tim Hortons in Vegas. That bummed me the fuck right out. No Tim Hortons in Vegas. There's a Denny's. We have Denny's, kind of. And people give you baseball cards with hookers on them. Oh, and I bought a souvenir. I bought a fucking demo CD off a black guy. It was awesome. Because you look like my friend Kinley. So, yeah. I was like... he handed it to me. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, yeah, by donation. Because everything's by donation there. Like, water's by donation. You can't sell things on the street. But you can accept donations. So he's like, yeah. And then we're just like, okay, well, we'll give him a $5. Because we had a bunch of American money. $5. And it's a demo CD. I'm gonna check it out. And then, get you guys to follow him on Twitter or something. There's a BlackBerry barcode. You just finished the beginner course? Awesome. What are you going to do with your machine? I'm going to keep it. Because the machine's going to be like a groove thing off to the side. And push is going to replace my keyboard. In terms of its like monochromatic thing. And it's going to be like a separate sequencer. Like they're both going to work well in tandem. But I'm just going to be spaceship mode. Man, you are alive. Yeah, I'm fairly spry today. I think I got too much sun. Yeah, we landed and it was 47 degrees. Right? It only gets up to 20 here in Vancouver. And it's a moist. It's like a humid hot, right? So in Vegas, it's a dry desert hot. And what's really weird? First thing I noticed is, if it's hot here and a breeze comes, it's a cool breeze, nice. If it's hot in Vegas and the wind's blowing, the wind is hotter than the actual temperature. Like, it fucking bakes there. It's like, the hottest I've ever been. It was very uncomfortable. And I was like, how did people survive here? Who decided to settle here and build casinos? You would die. They didn't have air conditioning 100 years ago. What the fuck are you doing, guys? But yeah, GTA 5. Totally moist. The hooker trading cards are odd. Randomly handing them out. Yeah, well, there's an industry for escorts there. Because so many tourists, you gotta, you get all frustrated and coked up at 2 a.m. and you lost a bunch of money. You just wanna, find a woman. Because all the women are taken. They have Tim Hortons. Oh, you live in Michigan. But you have Tim Hortons. You are lucky. Go there. Tim Hortons. There's a Tim Hortons everywhere here. And they're awesome. Hold on. Should I buy stuff now? I just started making some tech house. You don't need to buy anything, really. If you have a computer and all that fun stuff, you don't really need MIDI gear. I have MIDI gear because, well, actually, just a MIDI keyboard and a machine, really. If you're going to buy anything, buy something that you'll get a lot of use out of. And if you're buying gear because you're bored, it's called gear acquisition syndrome, and it's very bad in terms of, just like getting gear just for the sake of having it. Like if you're going to buy something, have use out of it. Like something that you'll basically use every day. Like the only frivolous thing I bought is the JP8080 because it's retro and it's like a piece of history, and I want it, so I got it. But it's not like, I saw this, so I'm gonna get it just for getting it. But yeah, you don't need to buy anything. Only stuff you need. Currently 100 degrees right now. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. That's like 45 here. The mob did it. The mob did do it. There's no state taxes in Vegas. It's basically like its own country. It's a crazy place. Everyone's selling water. It gets so hot that you get thirsty walking between casinos. And the casinos are connected by pathways. I saw Martin Campman in New York. I walked right by him, and I was like, dude, you're fighting soon. But I didn't say anything to him. I just looked at him. Oh, we saw Ryan Bader twice in the hotel. As soon as we walked in, the wife was like, Ryan Bader, because she knows the UFC guys. She started freaking the fuck out, and then he like looked at her, and then like she ran away because she got scared. Yeah. I gotta stop talking about Vegas. I get way too excited. I'm gonna go again. I have to. I really want the new Plants vs. Zombies game. I don't know. I've never played Plants vs. Zombies. You should be excited for GTA 5, son. What app do you stream and how do you set up the audio? I use XSplit. And I have a mic. How much fun have you had the JPN? It seems awesome. It's like my second synthy synth. That's just a hardware synth. Like, the virus it's a DSP processor thing. Not so much of a synth. It's more of a VST that integrates with it. It's weird. If I were to get like the big guy, then it would be like a synth. But everything's right there, and I like the uppy faders for your filter and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just an old school way of working. That makes any sense. And it's every trance track ever has roots in this. How do you learn to master an EQ? I just EQ'd and mastered a lot. Should I buy it? Should you buy what? I need my life. Should I buy it? Buy your life? I don't know. Novation launch. Yeah, get whatever you want. If you think you're going to use it, then get it. There's lots of cool stuff out. You know what I mean? These are just jokes. It's always refreshing to buy a new piece of gear, though. It kind of gets you into a new way of working and a new way of looking at things. It's all just different interfaces for different things. Like I really, really want Push because it has the chromatic key mode, and I could just play in one key and jam out, and then that's it. Instead of, using a keyboard and not knowing which notes make sense, kind of thing. Like, that's useful for me. Razor, it's ballin'. I don't. Not into that sort of thing. Looks cool, but it's for a sound that I don't really enjoy, and I can't quite figure out probably why too. Gotta make my own sounds, son. Subtractive synthesis. Trans tips from a production standpoint. just use good samples, and any kind of modern synth can do things. Lots of reverb and lots of delay for trancey trance. So like, yeah, basically here, that's how they did it. Here, I will initialize, right? So, you can kind of do this with a single note. That's kind of boring. It's all about unison and delay. Right? And I don't know. It's weird. It's from an octave down and then up, but we'll turn that off. Yeah. So it's mainly a delay and chorus that'll do it, and a supersaw. So that sounds neat but kind of boring. You can also add white noise to that. Where's the white noise? There we go. Then with the delay, add some high end, some release to the amplifier, and yeah, it's just 2 fingers. Trance is 2 fingers. Oh, can be anyway. Also, filter envelope. What the hell are you doing, bro? It's 2 fingers. Then you open up the filter. Oops. Not the resonant. Multiple fingers at once. And a lot of delay and reverb. Oh, I forgot the chorus. And maybe even an attack. That's basically it. You can make the same sound with that Silence, but I just wanted to use the JP. Because if you're a trance guy, you should get a JP. They're pretty cheap, depending on what city you live in. Do you think producing is possible if you didn't have any music theory? Yes, because I am possible. I don't know shit about music theory, and I can kind of figure it out. My songs are out of key sometimes, but yeah, I don't know shit. No, I don't know anything about anything. I know C major and stuff. I know an F. That's my favorite key for some reason, F. But yeah, it's entirely possible. You just have to fight with it a bit more. Say like, going from like say different, like the black keys and the white keys. They kind of evict an emotion. It's hard to explain. You kind of figure out what to do and think of your left hand playing. So you're playing with this one. Your left hand is like just always an octave down, just doing stuff to kind of talk with your right hand. That's how I see it. It's just the hand, the keys in the right hand and the keys in the left hand are talking to each other. Any new tricks you've been doing lately? Yes, many new tricks. I have a book full of crazy shit that I've been doing. If I push for a few weeks now, it's pretty cool. Extremely fun. Does not substitute my keyboard, but it has a few problems that you should know. Really? Is it? What version is it? Is the new version that blew up? That isn't doing too well? That's breaking. The LEDs aren't working. They're not strong enough. How does a Kai fuck up this much? Anyway, have you soundproofed your room? No. Yeah, I'll show you. So like, whoa, bro, too slow. So yeah, this is my room. So no soundproofing. It's a man cave. Unless, the big screen over there soundproofs things. That'd be cool if it did. But yeah, just the important parts. Foam down there, foam down there. That's all you need, really. You can't necessarily soundproof a room unless you have, a couple $1,000 and a lot of sand and stuff, and false walls, and a team of carpenters. Push is great when you play live. I don't play live. Doing this for free is amazing for the community. I know! More people should be doing it. Why? What's stopping fucking people doing it? It doesn't have to be professionally produced. You just hit record. And then you just start talking. Like, why not? Do it. I had VST acquisition syndrome for a while. For my PC, not done infected. Yes. Yeah, I did that too. Just like, oh yeah, install VST. Oh, and then, go through presets all day. I did that too. There is MIDI fix, scale, chromatic, AVD. Having tons of samples and VST is not a bad thing, as long as you spend time on them. There are about 10 VSTs. Well, there you go. Why not? Do that. Percussion samples more bubbly. I don't know what you mean. Bubbly. So like, with a bit of compression, like not makeup compression, but like gluing, you can do that. If you need this file with lots of scales, tell me and I'll send it to you. Is that scales like you put it in like these ones? Like, that'd be crazy. I think has anyone which one? There, MIDI effects, scale, chromatic. I don't have chromatic, but I have a lot of scales. How old are you? I'm 26. I'm an old fuck. If I link SoundCloud, would you check it out? Maybe give a bit of feedback. Yeah, sure. Read this file with lots of scales. That'd actually be pretty cool, but I think I have all of them. Like the same ones that are in push or something. I think, yeah, push the scales is like, it's on the hardware level. Aren't first reflection points from security report to be absorbed? I'm in the corner of the room, so there's basically the reflection points are way back there and they disappear over there. So I'm not too fucking worried about that. It's mainly the standing waves between where my head is facing and the wall, and that's liberally foamed up. And yeah, I can hear fucking perfect. My stereo image is impeccable. And very happy. If you could send me that file though. Email saddlewickproduction@gmail.com. I'll give you a hug and a hand job. Holy shit, it's already 2. I gotta get to work. Doing what I do. Yeah, the stream's almost been 2 hours, and I've been talking for 2 hours. If you could send me that file or whatever, I think I have all of them. If you're looking at my screen, I have them. Somewhat. Yeah, I've just been experimenting with different scales and such. I love Hungarian Gypsy scale. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to this right on the stream. Oh. Maybe I should just... New Jersey, nice, dude. I bet you're happy. Wait, that's not near Long Island, is it? Maybe it is. No, yeah. Jersey and Manhattan, they're like basically next door neighbors, right? I think. But yeah, you should be happy that Chris Weidman. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Which one do you want me to listen to? I'll listen to this trance one. Let's give this a try. I'm gonna be nice and subjective, and if anyone bullies you, they're no longer my best friend. You know, we all start somewhere. You got a weird layered bass in there. Like it sounds like there's 2 oscillators going on in the same space, and they're slightly out of tune, but they're canceling each other out. It works well like on higher frequencies, like on the higher keys, while in the lower keys, they could cancel each other out. So what you could do if it is 2. Or if you have a comb filter on there, one of the two, it's what I'm hearing. If you do have 2, have one up and then use a sub oscillator. So like have like a saw, and then have a sine wave, like an octave below or 2 octaves below. That's a nice clap. But yeah, for headphones it's pretty good. But the kick is kind of buried behind the bass line and the percussion. Well, that's a sign. That's like a weird low pass type thing. What's going on there? I think if you got some good monitors and you kept at this, you'd be pretty fucking good. Drum bass, probably better. This is probably better than like any drum and bass I could ever make. Let's give it a listen. Yeah, that's mud right there. You know how I EQ my kicks? Maybe you're enhancing a little too much on the low end and then bringing the high end down. And do you mix loud on your headphones? I'll refresh the thing. Well, that was a drop. Better drop than I can make in drum bass. Yeah, fucking keep at it, dude. Oh, we got a question. What about Logic, Cubase, and FL Studio? All good. Pretty cool. Stick to it, really. Stick to what you know. Hold on. Do you get laid in your man cave? Anytime I want. Hold on. Who's that? Oh, did that get deleted? Uh-oh. Whoever posted the track got deleted. Hold on. But yeah, pretty good. All really emulated to you with the chorus on. Yeah, chorus in unison doesn't really work on low end that well. If you have a useful tip for record a MIDI right in the tempo you configured, you can quantize, or you can put on the metronome and then hit record and press play. But as always, well, for me there's a delay, so I just play it like whatever, and then I go in and I edit it, and that way you preserve like the human kind of variation in how quickly you press the thing. Handsome young fellow though. I like the bear on the shark, and I guess this is an open invitation to send your track in. Yeah, if you mix loud, you just hear the distortion in your headphones or your speakers. Mixing quiet is like the way to go. Like, yeah, it's like barely anything. Like, I mix very quiet. That's probably why you can't even hear it in the mic. You mix quiet, you get cool stuff. Because, you know, if you listen to Beatport, you listen to the tracks like really quiet, they sound pretty cool. But when you turn them up, they just enhance the coolness that was quiet. So that makes any sense. Advice on mixing. Hold on. Okay, let me put this back in. It's too many slashes, bruh. Oh, what are you doing? Starting to play right away. You guys. Okay, random. Here, I'll follow you. Look at that auto panning you got going on. Yeah, I would bring the volume up with the pluck you have there. I would boost the low end with like a right to bring out, because the kick and the snare clap very punchy, but the pluck and the bass and all that fun stuff, it's kind of underneath. They want to be like the same volume, and you want them to be the same volume regardless of how it sounds. If it doesn't sound right, use sidechaining, but it has to be, well, in my opinion, like the same volume to make it the kick and the pluck sound in harmony. And if you're going to do the auto panning, I would set this up so the bass, the low end of this, does not auto pan back and forth, but then the upper component, the lead, so like layering a synth, this would be a good example of that. So you have the low end, and the low end is driving underneath the kick, but then the higher end is going back and forth, which I think would be a pretty cool effect. Yeah, pretty cool, bro. I don't know. Basically, yeah, there's a term when you're mixing. It's called pushing the faders up. That's the first thing you do. That's what you should do. Just, but very good. Keep at it. Check your inbox anyway. You gotta post it here because I can't fucking. Yeah. Oh, there's a few that are spam. What the hell? These aren't spam. These are musics. Watch this if you please. I gotta find my inbox. Okay. Next up, I should just do a whole feedback day. In a way. Oh, I didn't get the message. I'm looking in my inbox. Nothing there. Oh, my SoundCloud one. Are you raffling me? No. Nothing. When was this sent? Oh, wait. No, never mind. Yeah. If you send them in SoundCloud, I'll be able to take a look at them. Like in the SoundCloud messaging system, because I think YouTube is like calling them spam. I can't watch YouTube videos on here. I'll get my fucking asshole looked at intently by YouTube. I could check out SoundCloud though. Message me, Sadwick, the message system, and then I'll take a look at stuff. I promise. I'll do this for a little while, and then I got to go for a walk and work on my album a bit more, and then play Final Fantasy VIII on my PS Vita in bed. Haha. Oh yeah, and I was gonna make some more videos. Feedback day. Yeah, let's do feedback right now. We're doing feedback right now, and I'll try to be as articulate as possible. But no bullying. No bullying. If anyone bullies, I'll be so angry. You know what? We all suck. But, you know, this is just a weird magic trick we're all trying to figure out, so let's just be nice to each other. But yeah, let me know if you message me. Oh, latest activities. Okay, so check out my sound crap on SoundCloud. Oh yeah, just your SoundCloud username, so I can figure that out. All right. No bullying. Not cool, bruh. Tin Man, what's happening? Yeah, they say you can mix on anything, like laptop speakers, but can't check the low end. You cannot hear the mud. But keep in mind, I am not an expert. I'm just a stoner from Canada that just kind of does this. So yeah, let's see. I listened to 11 Days Old. Oh. I like that, but with this, this is just me. Like the strings are like put in a room. It sounds like atmosphere, but the strings are put in a room with reverb, but the crash doesn't match that. So like it sounds like it's in a different area, and it just throws me off a little bit. But I really enjoy like orchestral type things. Hold on. How good are you at mixing snares, kicks, like combining multiple into one solid? That's something I want to be able to do. Yeah, it's clap and snare and just mixing them together. Because they both, like a clap has a longer decay, but a snare has more punch. And yeah, you can just load them up. Loading. Hold on. Yes, very nice track. Somewhat. Are you classically-ish trained? Oh, I'm gonna follow you. There. Okay. Oh.
Once upon a time I wasn't free. There was no one beside me. Everything I did was on my own. Why should I care? I was alone. Once upon a time.
That is awesome. That's like the ultimate stoner song right there. For me, right now. That's like a mixture of like retro dance with like Cuban / tribal / vocals are very, very hard to get them to sit well in the mix because they're just so dynamic. So I don't know. You can give multi-band compression a try. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty dope though. Alright, I'll follow you. Keep at it. That was really interesting. Give me a million years, I'm gonna be able to make something as like upbeat as that. Wait. I know my theory. Oh! Is that like a dog or someone making love? Sounds interesting to me. Hold on, I got some questions. And then I gotta pass the fuck out. Yeah, that was an epic intro. It's hilarious. Why use Ableton and not another program? Because I know Ableton very well. In terms of workflow and how to do it. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I just use it. I've been using it for years, and it's been very good to me, so I use it. That's what I do. When mixing, let's say, a couple of snares, they need to hit the same frequency spectrum to mesh well together. No, because then you get phasing. Oh, here, I'll give you an example. So, say you want a badass booty bass snare. What the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing, machine? So, let's see. So we will go into our library. Let's say, okay, we want to clap. Right. Perfect. Right. We have that. Right. So then we'll be like, okay, I want a pre-shifted clap because I want a bit of a to it. Right. So we have that actually. So then we're going to want a snare for a bit of snariness. There. See, these are a mixture of snares and claps already, so I feel cheated. There. So we have all these. Right? So that's all well and good, but they're all starting at different points. And they all kind of, they all start at different points. So you're going to want this pre-shifted one just to shift it over. Right, so it kind of adds a bit of meat. Also, what you can do is if you just want the click of it, you can also pan them to make a wider kind of clap. But then the snare is there just to give it a bit more kick. And it's mainly just making the volume sit well. Right, and then what you can do is group them into one group. We'll give that a color, because yeah. And then we can use a compressor to kind of shape out a bit of the transients. So because right now, like with it off, kind of sounds like too many things are going on at once. So with a bit of compression with the attack, we kind of created a nice sexy clap thing. And if we want to preserve more of the transient of it, we'll just increase the attack. That's a little too much. This was like no reverb. So, or we can use the glue, which somehow makes everything sound cool. So bring the threshold down and the makeup up, right? So we have a nice 1 millisecond attack, or 1 second attack, or 1 millisecond, whatever. So we can see it biting, and we want the release to we want the needle to kind of dance, the release to kind of dance. So the more we increase the attack, the more of the transient, the beginning part of the clap we hear. So, and if we have like a quick attack, we get rid of everything. If we have a slow one, we still hear, more of the transient. So we want a nice kind of trade-off. Right. So with compression and reducing the volume, so we want to bring the volume back up, which is makeup gain. Right? It does something. I'm not sure what it does, but it sounds magical. Well, and then what we can do also is 50-50 this, so it's parallel compression. So it's a compressed signal and then a not compressed signal. If we're going for that. But I prefer just that nice harmonic, cytomic, demonic compression. And we're using this compressor basically as a leveler. Right, and that's basically my approach to layering claps and stuff. It's just taking bits and parts. So we have, you know, this crunch, right? And then we have kind of our body with our attack, or our crunch as well. Right. Right, so we have that, and then this has a tail. And then this doesn't have a tail so much. But it has a punch, right? So we're combining this. And there's a pre-shifted thing, and it's all fun and good. That is what I do. Where do you sell your music? Beatport, iTunes, Juno Download, Track It Down, DJ Tunes, everything. Oh, sorry. Listen to Dreaming Awake and pick it apart, please. What song is that? Yeah. Well, yeah, for vocals, it's, you know, vocals jump around a bit. And yeah, just taming that. Tech dance tutorial, sure. Side techno fueled uplifting trance, sure. As soon as I have the time and the energy. I want to do a bunch of other stuff too. Whiplash snare. No idea what that is. That is not spam. Everyone thinks spam is the man. Yeah. I think I need to go offline, because I think after 3 hours I turn into a pumpkin. This has been a good stream, I suppose. So I think I need to go. But I will be back. Talking about shit. For beginners, was the first technique I should learn. Looping. Just getting a loop down. Like an absolute beginner. You know, looping and dragging shit around. Oh, someone asked what sample pack they should use. I'd say Vengeance all day, every day. Yeah, so just make this. Make a loop, and then build upon that loop, and then make that loop longer. I'll be back on today, maybe not. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Keep fighting the good fight. A leather whip and an empty room. Maybe like a reverse snare. That's what I think when I think of whiplash. You just take a section, you reverse it, and then your hard drive chugs along. There we go. What are you doing, bruh? I guess that, and I don't know. I don't know. That sounds terrible, but whatever. Do you use transient shapers on drum buses? Yes, I do sometimes. The alloy is quite good for that. How do you make a loop just that size? You just select the area. So, alright, it's like, okay, I want to loop these two things. Right click, loop selection. And then you have that. And there you have it. Hard techno synth like Nero, Lazy Rich. Oh, hard electro synth. That's interesting, because that's like a weird kind of thing to make. It could be like, I'm guessing, it's just a really low kind of sound with some saturation. And whatnot, and then just bringing the meat back in. Lots of limiters. I don't know. I am not an expert in that kind of sound. Let's add that. No idea though. I think I know what you're talking about though. Eight-bit music. I would like to make 8-bit music, but I don't know. It's just sample rate reduction, really. So what the hell? So you have that, and then you just kind of select a pulse wave and big crash. Yeah, I guess that's how they do it. Or they use like a sine wave. Oh. I'm not qualified to be making 8-bit music. And I guess that's it for me. 202 comments. I've been very good at talking and engaging. 2.5 hours, too. That is an awesome stream. Many, many thanks to everyone involved in the city. Let's see here. Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's just bit crushing. That's my attempt at being a musician. What interface are you using? I'm using Audio 6. How would you mix a sub-bass sine wave with a kick drum? I don't. I mix my kicks with 909. Just like below it, because the 909 is just a sine wave anyway, but with it has like a perfect release and stuff. So that's one way you can do it. And that way you don't have to like drop it into a synth, and that way, well, it depends on what style you're going for. You could very well just layer kicks, and because kicks are generally triangle sine wave with their release anyway, so you just mix them. I've done enough tutorials on mixing kicks. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have a tutorial on it, but basically, if you have two kicks you like, so I like this kick's release. You can just drag it over, and then mess around with the fades, and then make sure this matches up, right? And then there you mixed your two kicks. You can add a pseudo sine wave by just boosting the bass, right? Because that kind of shapes it via a filter. Or if you're not liking your kick, the easiest way to change your kick is just do this, because this dramatically changes the sound and tone of anything you do on the low end. Right? If you use your ears and shit like that. First time viewer. Thanks for being a first time viewer. A viewer first time. But anyway, I must go because I need to grab a drink and go pee. But I'll be on later. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do like a full on review thing where people just email it to my SoundCloud and I'd listen and we talk about it and all that fun stuff. But anyway, I must go. Okay? Take care and goodbye. And I'll be back. Don't be sad. Alright? Okay.